Usually it has a recording message at top, but I don't see it, but it's, oh, there we go. You're recording. Okay, so welcome again, everyone. And thank you for making some time in your busy schedules, chaotic schedules, and hanging out here and expanding your knowledge with Get Social, your knowledge of social media and how that ties in to what you do as a beauty advisor or whatever your job might be within the beauty industry. This call is welcome to anyone who wants to join, anyone who wants to expand their knowledge, and it can be a beauty advisor or it could be a Macy's department manager. It's to inspire you and also to help you along your path on the changes in social media and keep you connected. But really, this is designed and broken down for the beauty advisor because we now have some, like, I don't even know how many doors have their own Instagram accounts now. It's several, and it's exciting to see. And everyone is doing so incredible at understanding and learning this technology. And today I was planning to talk about Instagram story or Facebook story as well, and to really teach you how to tell a story through there and how it can become more powerful. And this specific time, I've felt really compelled to actually talk about something different. And I've never changed an agenda before, but I felt like it was the necessary and the right thing to do because there are so many there's so many social media accounts with Lancome and beauty advisors running them. And I want to take this in a different place today. So I apologize if it is disappointing for those of you who were expecting the agenda of learning the Instagram story piece. But I think what we can take away from today is really incredible and valuable for us as a brand. I am going to be taking you through what pre-tail and social listening means and how it can apply within your it more than can apply, it does apply to who you are and what you do every single day. I'm going to talk about our monthly social calendar, which is new to Lancome, and then also teach you effective posting to get them in the chair. And when I say get them in the chair, I don't mean the physical chair that we're used to getting them into, but how effective posting gets them in the digital chair, I guess. So there are a couple numbers I'm going to have you really consider today throughout this journey. And these are numbers that really stuck with me and resonate when I was researching for this call. And again, I was feeling very torn about sticking to the plan of teaching you different techniques through story or giving you a little bit further in-depth information on the why behind what you post. And a lot of it has to do with the mindset of being your own marketer in a way. So what you're trying to do is establish loyalty and a deeper, more meaningful connection with your consumer through social media. You want to meet their need, and you also want them to come back long after the purchase. This is information we already know. What this pre-tail and living stage means that I talked about in the agenda is introducing products to a client before they need or want them. So This is where brand selection begins. The reason why people come to your brand in store is because they have this experience of what's called pre-tail. And pre-tail can be subliminal or it can be conscious. Pre-tail is your living stage of you're just at home and you might be watching TV, or it's not this like research information that you're trying to consume yet. You're just living your best life. You might be scrolling through Instagram and just, enjoying taking a break from whatever you're doing. This is the first stage out of 6 stages that a consumer goes through in their shopping journey. And the information I'm going to give you today, a lot of it is based on some statistics and reports that we have done in-depth studies on at Lancôme specifically. But like I said, subliminally or consciously, regardless, the shopping experience begins at this living stage, this pre-tail. And I don't think we realize how valuable that is, because this is where the shopper begins to absorb information. They're not ready yet to purchase, obviously, because they don't even know that they have this need. They're just seeing all these things that's visually stimulating to them. And once they've absorbed, they'll then transition into their next phase, which we're not going to go into, but their next phase is driven through different types of triggers. But what happens in this pre-tail stage are different touch points. And that's what we're going to focus on, is the pre-tail, because that is where we need to be able to win, to then be able to win in store. So most of the decision to purchase Lancôme will take place at home in this first stage, the pre-tail stage. And the knowledge that the consumer absorbs at this stage and other pre-shop stages are what ultimately helps them decide later to choose the right brand while they go into the store. 53% of shoppers are influenced to purchase during this pre-tail stage. I told you this part is important because half of their decision is already going to be made throughout this journey right here, which is actually really great because we don't have to try pushing anything on people. We just really have to be there to inspire and to give great content. The overall goal for the consumer is to feel confident in their purchase and have a positive experience. It's really simple. They just want to feel like they made the right decision in what they're buying, and they want to have a fun time doing it. If you think about who you are as a consumer, it probably falls in line with how you feel too. Our goal when we post through social media, so our my goal as a social media poster, or your goal as a beauty advisor social media poster, is to drive the brand selection. And this is done in a strategic way. And I have a little recipe for you that you can follow. And I hope I broke it down easy enough. I didn't have a lot of time to work on the actual slides of this PowerPoint, but I've had lots of information that I've been sifting through and research that I've done on my own. And it's a collaboration of lots of different things. So the information I'm giving you, you can definitely count on and trust. So let's talk about trends, because everybody has a specific role in making an idea or activity a trend, and it's spread by people. So this is what people are really living when they're in that living or pre-tail stage. They're seeing a lot of trends, and innovators are the ones responsible for bringing an idea to life, and early adopters who have significant influence, which is you, then drive trends towards becoming a reality. So you play this part of the early adopter because you are great at driving these trends forward. And these happen, people pay attention to trends for many different ways, but a big way is, stages of life. If you're moving, you need to find some movers. So you ask people, and you research, like, what do I do when I need to move if you've never moved before? Or if maybe you're having a baby and you want to know tips and tricks on having a baby because maybe you've never done that before. So it's trends are not just things that happen from the runway, but they're life moments, and it helps shape a shopper's path. Little trends that you're seeing today, within beauty, not little, I guess, but trends you will see today in beauty is, I have a picture there to display all these bright colors. People want to show off their eyes, and they're using these bright colors to do that because they want to feel happy, and bright colors show that. Um, they also know that their eyes are really the only thing visible right now because we're all wearing masks. Other trends is I can't even say this one, skinimalism. I have to say that slow. Utilizing different skincare products, all-in-one approach type idea. Personalized skincare, so lots of empathy goes into this one. Sustainable is the new clean. I know that you've seen this or heard about it or talked about it or seen it online, especially with Lancome. We're really stating that. And my favorite, if you know me, you know I love the microbiome, but microbiome friendly skincare. And I mean, just to link a product here is our Genifique, which we've been trending microbiome skincare for years now, which I think is really awesome. So Genifique is always on trend there. So with a combination of trends and then a combination of social listening, I want to talk about what this combination will produce after I explain what social listening is. So the responsibility with social listening isn't just to look at trends, but to listen to what the consumer is saying. And the way that I do social listening and the way that the community management team, the team that I'm a part of, does social listening is through a lot of different ways. And the big buckets here are through brick and mortar, which includes you. We listen to you. We listen to what you say your clients are saying. We listen to you as a beauty advisor and what your opinions are. We listen to your executives and your regionals, anyone that has to do with a brick and mortar store. We look at social media, of course. That's a fast and easy way. I can honestly say some of those icons that are in there, I don't even know what they are. So you don't have to be a genius in social media to engage in social listening, which is a great thing for me specifically. We look at PR, and we engage with what's happening currently with what they're doing. They deal with a lot of the celebrity aspect of what's happening within our brand, and what posts or what's going on, I guess, in magazine articles, who's doing full pages on X, Y, and Z, who was the makeup artist for Lily Collins. So we rely on PR to kind of give us this deep dive information on certain things. And then obviously marketing. If you've attended any of my Lay Academies in the past, I always say marketing and legal would kind of steer the way for us as a brand, because we really took a lot of the information that they were saying to guide us into how we were selling and what we could say about these different products and things like that. So marketing is a big piece of this. And then Lancome.com, what is information that's being shared through Lancome.com, what's trending on Lancome.com. But the most of all is the consumer. So what's interesting and what I love about my job now is I see and I respond to lots of consumers online. So whatever Lancome ad that you might see that Lancome puts out, I will respond to the majority of them, but there's a team of us that respond to these comments. So we see everything that comes through. And the consumer is always going to be at the forefront of what we do at Lancome, and especially within community management. And I loved this one because it's something that I think everyone can relate to, is seeing the right person in an ad is really important for our consumer. It's important for us to gain trust and credibility because it's relatable, especially to a consumer who's on Facebook. So a consumer on Facebook is typically around 40 to 50 years old. A consumer on Instagram is going to be about in their 30s, like that's the range there. And so that should share, I share this because that's kind of, we talk about targeting your audience and things like that. So targeting that demographic is really important, and being accurate in your targeting is important. So what do I do with all of this information? This is a real photo of me looking at all the information that I go through, and alongside with my the team that I'm on in community management, we put all of this information that we gather together, and we create a pre-tail environment for you to deliver to your consumer, because the consumer is going to pay attention to what is happening and what is trending, what is relevant to them. So we put all of those little things into formats for you to be able to share. So this is an example of what we give to our field. So your executives receive this now on a monthly basis. This was our March theme. It was all about maskne and seeing your inner beauty shining through. That will be at the top. The social, it's called the social calendar, and it's broken up into 5 buckets. The first bucket is our Facebook Live, and Robert Cook is going to be hosting a Facebook Live every Thursday at 6 p.m. EST. If we change the time, it's to accommodate either a change in his schedule, which is rare, or it's to experiment with a better time that might be based on the statistics of what we receive through the analytics on Facebook. We always have a question of the week. So this question of the week is going to roll up to the bigger theme of your beauty shining through. But this question is to really get your brain going on what the overall theme is. And we want you to consider it for yourself, or you could even answer it for your client in a post. We have a social message. So when you are posting, you can use one of these social messages, because this will be a message that would be on trend with what's happening in your social realm on Instagram and what your consumers are really digesting at this moment. The product inspiration will always be broken up into the 3 categories of makeup, skincare, and fragrance. And the ones that are highlighted in red are going to be displayed on Facebook. Robert Cook will be talking about those products. And then lastly, the promo calendar. I always say that this part is for me mostly, because I need to also keep in mind what's happening in store. So the promo calendar is great because you see what other people are doing. It's not every promotion because I don't want to drive myself crazy, but it is the big promotions like GWP, maybe extra points for people from Nordstrom, or one day sales. So the one for this week is going to be tomorrow. So please join us, not us, Robert, on Facebook tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. You can invite your clients. I love being able to recognize our beauty advisors who have invited their clients, because I always know, because the clients will shout out the beauty advisor's name, and I love to recognize you for doing that. And the theme is written there. What Robert's going to be talking about is fragrance first to build confidence. And the agenda is written underneath why you should apply fragrance before getting ready. And he's going to go through body care. And you have, like I talked about, the question of the week, the social message. So if you wanted to fall in line with this pre-tail living, you could post a message. You could explain, Facebook is happening if you want to learn about fragrance, or you could just do your own thing. You can do makeup inspo and ways to highlight and glow, and then give an inspiring message through that. So I talked about this moment of getting them in the chair. And before I give you the secret recipe of breaking it down and how to do this, I've kind of described how you do it, but I'll go, step by step on how you do this. Let's talk about first getting them in the chair in store, because I think that this is how it's relevant for you, because this is the world that you're really used to. Getting them in the chair in store takes, not that we're doing this today, but it's a term that we're using today. It's the physical tools, the conversation, and the time that they have to be able to sit in the chair. And the reason why we always talk about getting them in the chair is we know when they sit in the chair, when the consumer sits in the chair, they're engaged, they're hungry for knowledge, they want to learn. The physical tools that you use are things like face charts, clipboards on the chair, and then you go through brushes, makeup, and they have a mirror. These are physical tools that you need for client engagement. The conversation is a two-way understanding. You're really connecting with your client. And you show a lot of empathy through this moment when they can sit down in the chair. And once you've connected with them and you've utilized these physical tools, and they have the time to then digest, evaluate, select products, they're going to purchase. What we know through our studies is that our consumers at Lancome, they want to shop in store with us. So this is a great thing. We don't have to do anything, because we don't need a call to action to get them there, because they already want to be there. The beauty advisor, you give this overall positive experience when they shop in store, and that's why they enjoy coming to store. You do this better than most brands. The shopper, though, when they're in store, what we know is they actually utilize their information they received in their pre-tail stage to actually choose products and brands. So when they're in store, what you're doing is you're sealing the deal. You're giving them the information that confirms what they already have experienced or what they know, which is why the tools and the connection and the time, typically there's so much that goes into it, I know, with what you do, but that's what really produces this effective selling. And the consumer really wants to be a part of this, because like I said at the beginning, they want confidence in what they're purchasing, and they also want to know that they're going to have a great experience. So I want to ask you a question, and if you could put in the chat, I'll open up my team so I can see. But go ahead and put in the chat your guess on percentage of how many people are driven by a promotion to purchase. So go ahead, type in the chat your guess on the percentage of clients. I see 60%, 20% of promotion. And this could be a promotion of GWP. This can be a discount, 60%, 80%, 70%, lots of high guesses, right? Honestly, 30%. I didn't know what the percentage was when I was going into this research, but I was surprised, and I think you might be too. So 8% is actually the total. I had a little flyer that was supposed to show up, but 8% is, maybe it's on the next slide, 8% is the actual total when you are driving someone into store. And the out of the 8%, I think around over 50% of them are 45 plus. So it's not our Instagram consumer who's looking for a promotion or looking to, I guess, see a promotion. So this is getting the new client through Instagram in the chair. And this is how we do it on within social media. I just want to check my time to see where I'm at. Oh, I'm basically at 11:30. If you have to drop off, I understand. Again, I'm going to just go through still the information. But if you can hang in, I would love to give you the rest of this information. So the social platform is what takes place of your physical tool, Instagram. So here is where you show skincare, makeup that you or your team loves. You get a setup with good lighting, clear images, non-photoshopped content, and posting at the right time. And you can refer back to your analytics to check to see what content did the best and when did it do the best. Instead of conversation, you don't really get to engage in conversation unless someone reaches out to you or comments in some way. But this is the information piece. And this is what goes into the body of the picture or whatever you post. So, or it could be the picture itself. This is the inspire piece that you need to do. And you do this by showing beauty. We are a beauty brand, and consumers want to scroll through aesthetically pleasing images, or they want to see a before and after. Those are really big grabbers for people. They're very interested by seeing befores and afters. You also want to entertain. Real life is much more entertaining than something you copy and pasted. So I completely understand. Sometimes my own creativity is, not telling the story the way I want to, and I see something that I really love, and I'll repost something. And I think that's really effective as long as you create a story around it that's meaningful to you or your counter. But just like an event in store, entertain through live stories and messaging, and show who you are as a person. It's okay for you to show who you are. Just because Lancome is the platform, your counter is the platform, people want to see even your get ready for work thing that you go through. What products do you put on? Do you get a morning coffee? And if you do you drink it through a straw not to ruin your lipstick? Like, what are your real life tips and moments? These are the things that really entertain. It might not drive people to get in their car and go up at your counter to purchase what it is, but it takes time for people to really absorb information. But once they do, that's 50%, that's half the work. So they're going to then go into store, and they're already going to have this pre-till in mind. Even though they might not know it, they're going to go to you because what they've experienced and how they've been entertained was valuable to them. And educating them, giving them easy information, so something that's digestible for them. If there's a deal going on, explain it in the product. Don't just show the deal and and leave it at that. If you want to drive them and give them a call to action, that's okay, but you have to explain what the call to action is. Tell them about the product that they're purchasing, because if you want the new client, they don't know anything. And we get so stuck in this mindset of people understanding. We think that people understand what we're saying when we say liquid lipstick. Not a lot of people know what liquid lipstick outside of cosmetics is. So you want to explain this kind of stuff. And then target accuracy. This is really important for me. So knowing your audience, it's going to be that mid 30s audience. If it's through Instagram, it's going to be a little bit more mature on a Facebook platform. The monthly social calendar. So I, along with the team of client management, have created the monthly social calendar and taken the work off of your plate to do this foolproof way to stay current. This is all a collaboration of multiple people, perspectives, and resources. It's what's happening at Lancome, and it's what people are currently absorbing outside of Lancome in their living, in their pre-tail stage. So if you want to be effective, just refer to the monthly social calendar. It's totally okay to post your own thing. I'm not saying only go by this. I'm saying if you want to target the right audience, going off of the monthly social calendar is the way to do it in an easy fashion. So the secret here is the Instagram plus information, targeting the right people, is effective posting, which will then drive into store. And I blew my fact of 8% earlier, but 8% of shoppers who go into store are driven through a promotion, and 56% are age 45 plus. So here is the recipe I'm going to share with you. This is what I would practice. So April is starting next week for us, and the new monthly social calendar will be coming out at probably the end of this week. And so you can get that through your executive. And the April calendar overall theme is going to be sharing happiness through beauty. The first step is to ask yourself the question of the week. I'm sharing April week 1. So you have a sneak peek before anybody into the April theme. So step 1 is ask yourself the question, what does community mean to you? And I can go off on what community means to me, but what I want you to do is to just digest the question. What does this mean to you? The second step is to find an image that represents how you feel about community, tying it into beauty though. So it might not be just a picture of community. If you're going to be posting on your Lancome site, tie it into Lancome in some capacity. So you can repost an image that you relate to, and tell why it relates to you. You can use a photo of you or your team using the products from the monthly calendar, the inspirations. You can take a video of yourself using the products that you thought were relevant to the theme. And then step 3, writing the body. So you have lots of different options. You can use your thoughts on what community means to you. So that first question that we talked about. You can choose an inspiring caption from the monthly calendar. Growing an awareness of others, helping others is the greatest pathway to happiness. And option 3, educate or tell what the picture/post is and what it should mean to the viewer. And the last step is tagging and giving credit to the person. If you reposted something, you want to tag them. If it's an artist, make sure you give the credit. We all know that it doesn't feel good to see your work up and not receiving the credit. And make sure you use appropriate hashtags. And if you joined our February call, we went through lots of different ways to hashtag, so you could refer back to that video. And but always, I would love for you to always use GSTS 2021. So because that's the hashtag I follow to see the relevant posts that you're posting. If you forget to do it, it's okay. I might be going in and posting that hashtag in your comments so I can keep a thorough album of it. But that's really the secret sauce to posting. It's getting what's trending, and it's using those steps to post, and the rest is taken care of. I hope this makes sense for you as a consumer, and for you as a beauty advisor, and for you as an artist as well. I will leave time for questions as well if you have any. And I also still do want to mention next month's social series, Get Social. I'm going to be talking with Kelsey Chance. And you can follow her, or you can stalk her if you'd like right now. She does a lot of different things. She runs her own business, but one of the things that she does is she manages several large accounts. And so we get to talk to her and ask her questions. If you have questions that you want her to answer, feel free to email me or message me on social media. But with that, I want to give some time to answer any questions. And I haven't seen anything pop up in the chat because I haven't been able to look at the chat, but the comment, I feel like it's changed after the pandemic for our store. Sierra, you could totally be right. The 8%, maybe it is more promotional driven, but the research that has been done is very interesting, and more information will be rolled out to the field. It's just a matter of time. And I definitely want to give a thank you to Rosemary Sermonello and my supervisor, Shannon Rivera, who gave me these statistics and really wanted to help me through this thought that I had on guiding you through why to post, and why to post what you're posting, because they really empowered me to give you more knowledge. But the behind the scenes, like the stats are broken down where a lot of people also replenish, come into store to replenish, and you're going to see more facts there. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, everybody.
You'll see lots of facts there, and you
sharing
will
that. I know Caroline's giving you a sneak peek at a lot of the great info that is to come, that will be officially rolled out from this whole client journey study that was very, very in depth. And you will get an official rollout of all of this information together as a total cohesive journey, and what each of the stages are, what exactly does happen, why and how. So you'll have all of that. But Caroline, thank you so much for sharing. I think the two biggest pieces that Caroline, that really stuck out when we were looking at this, that we wanted to share right away, was the 53% of clients make their decision on before they ever get to the store. So their decision is made, like Caroline was sharing with you. So important that the post that what you are posting is relevant to what a client is looking for, in search of. Yeah, exactly. And then I think a lot of us thought promotion was so high. And when we learned it was really 8%, even if it did grow during the pandemic, still in relation, it is nowhere near what we thought. So what we found, just to kind of round that out for you, what we found was that, great, there's 30% off. Awesome. A client sees that and they're seeing a lot of that, right, going on. However, what does that mean for me if I don't even know what to buy? Like, I have no idea what is going on, or what do I need, or what should I go for? Where if we're teaching them and sharing that story. And Caroline, I love how you were sharing the whole, because we all know, like, get everybody in the chair, like get them in the chair, because we know as soon as you sit them down, they just went from buying maybe nothing to at least 2 or 3 pieces, right? Where now Caroline's approach with, really outreaching to the client through Instagram is the new digital, right? The new digital chair. It's taking that entire storytelling and conversation, and this is the system that you need and why and what's in it for you and why will you love it, has now taken a whole digital approach, and that how valuable that is to a client through this journey. So we wanted to at least be able to share that piece with you right now, but you will have a full comprehensive view of these findings very soon. So we hope that it struck that so much, that it struck us so much with those statistics. We just wanted to share with you right away, because the part that you are all playing in this whole social playground and through your store social platforms or your own platforms that are reaching your audience and your client is so important. So we wanted you to have this information to help you be as impactful with your content as well.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Caroline.
Yeah. So I want to give a moment to get any questions that you might have, or comments that you might have. Thank you for hanging in. I know it went much more over the time that I really planned to, but I definitely wanted to be able to communicate the information in a clear way and a helpful way, and in an inspiring way for you as well. And I hope the monthly calendar is something that you can easily utilize, and I would love any feedback or questions that you might have as well. So if there are no more questions, then I will let you get going on with your day, and thank you again so much. Okay, I got that comment. I think a do's and don'ts sheet would be helpful. That's hard. That's a hard one for me. I'm always like, if you've ever attended my social or my lay academies, I'm always like I stay away from do's and don'ts, but I will see what I can put together. I think also Vanessa Rendazzo has a do and don't with social media as well, so we can resend that out as well. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining, and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you, Caroline. Bye, everyone.